Welcome back to your one-stop hub for global news, sports, finance, and celebrity gossip. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a beat. Well, as you know by now, Puff Daddy, also known as Diddy or Sean Puffy Combs, his homes, he owns two homes, one in Los Angeles and one in Miami. Both homes were raided early this week. Now, when the raid was happening, Diddy was not at home. They were at the Los Angeles home. The people that were there were the staff, so the helpers, but also his sons, Christian and Quincy and some other people. Those sons were handcuffed as part of protocol and were escorted out of the mansion as the law enforcement team went into the house and almost vandalized the house. Literally, the house looked a mess. Keep in mind, while the raid was happening, Diddy has a camera almost everywhere in the house. And side note, those cameras have also been subpoenaed, and Diddy has to give those footages to the law enforcement. Back to the real story, right? So those kids were the Christian and Quincy were handcuffed. Now Quincy is Albie Shore's biological father, but Diddy has adopted Quincy, and Quincy is hurting at this point because he hasn't had contact, like proper contact with his son in a very long time. And he even went on social media and posted something along the lines of, "Come home, son. You have a home here. My gates are open to you. You are my son. Come home." Almost pleading for his son to come home. Why wouldn't this son go back to his biological father? We have no idea. But that's a different subject for a different day. So Diddy wasn't home. Where was Diddy? Was the question we were asking. Diddy apparently was at some executive airport trying to flee the country. We are exaggerating here. He wasn't fleeing. He was actually going on a march, on a spring break type of holiday with his girls, and he was spotted and stopped. At the same time, Diddy's private jet may have been seen somewhere in the Caribbean, Antigua or Barbuda or whatever that country is. So the question was, if Diddy's private jet was in the Caribbean, who or what was in that jet? That's the question we're asking. And Diddy, while he's home, when Diddy was actually arrested, he was pacing back and forth at the airport, waiting for the feds to actually, we guess, search his airplane or do their due diligence. Diddy is now cooperating with the law enforcement. So Diddy has a mule, allegedly, that provides him with the illegal substances. So the mule provides Diddy with the substances, the copious substances. So the mule, like we said, his name is Paul. He used to play basketball for Syracuse University in 2019. Yeah, he was arrested on Monday by Homeland Security agents. So this guy has been arrested, put in the back of a police car, taken to the station for questioning. But he has also, as we speak, he has been bailed out because he paid his bond. It looks like this story is not going anywhere anytime soon. There's a use of force here that is quite intense. And let's talk about that. Mind you, we've done a lot of, not a lot, we've done some videos about Diddy and this case and stuff like that. And all we're going to say is Diddy has not been accused of anything yet. He is still innocent until proven guilty. There's a lot of murky information and murky lines, because we have public opinion. We have those that have been wanting Diddy to fall for a very long time because they have had some bad businesses with Diddy for a very long time. So those people looking at Diddy's case right now can feel some type of relief that he's also going through some hardships, similar to what Diddy has put them through over the years, based on the businesses that they did or were once upon a time involved in together. At the same time, we're looking at this like the truth is somewhere in the middle, like we always say. But why would the law enforcement send so many men in uniform at Diddy's house? Were they that threatened? Is this their way of saying Diddy is involved in some major, illegal activities that they had to take all the precautions necessary to strike if they get attacked? Like, what was the point of sending so many men in uniform? It's almost like it's an excess of, you know, showing power in a way. And we will come back to that notion of power very shortly, because we saw something online early this week and we thought it's worth cogitating on. So we'll come back to that shortly. So the raid as we know it is connected to sex trafficking, and that notion of trafficking has been raised in Cassie's lawsuit back on November 16th, and some other lawsuits following that. So it's one of those elements that kept on being consistent. And if you're talking about that type of trafficking, then usually that type of trafficking is connected to, using, illegal substances to boost or to forget or to get loose, to be able to do certain things you don't want to do. There's the drugs and the guns and, the women and the sex, all that, all that is connected. So if Diddy gets convicted for the sex trafficking, it's really bad for him. Even now, just the raid by itself is really bad for him, bad for business. A lot of businesses that actually used to do business with Diddy have also been trying to cut ties, but except the court can subpoena them if needed be at any point as well. Since the news and since the raid, Diddy has sold his shares in Revolt, and Revolt is his media company that he launched during the pandemic. He made quite a bit of money from that investment. It was his wild card in his portfolio of all the things that Diddy does. Revolt was the company that would have set him up, to a higher standard in the next years to come or so. But he sold it, and apparently, when people sell their businesses like that in situations like this, is to be able to recoup the money faster. Because if they don't, it can get seized. If it gets seized, then they lose all the effort that they've put in and their initial investment and all that together. But by selling the asset, they can actually shelter the proceeds of the sale. At this point, Diddy has not been arrested. He was stopped at Opa-locka Airport. However, he has not been officially arrested. We don't know where he's at either. We don't know his current location. We don't know if he's in, house arrest. We don't have any of those details. Now let's go back to the notion of power that we mentioned earlier. Candace Owen, as you know, it has been fired too from the Daily Wire, but we'll cover that news in a different video. But Candace Owen posted something after the raid was done, and we thought it was really interesting. It's something that's worth cogitating about. So Candace Owen posted, the feds are currently raiding Diddy's house. They already knew what he was up to, but he is going to be the fall guy so that they can protect the people at the top of the ring. They are raiding his home to hide evidence, not to find it. That's how this works. And this tweet got 5.1 million views. Let's put aside any differences we may have about Candace and let's focus on what she posted. Imagine if the fact that, the raid happened because Puff Daddy may have been keeping some stuff on people that he does business with, like the music execs, like that Universal guy mentioned in the lawsuit, Lucian Granger, his name is. Imagine if Diddy was, let's just imagine, okay, we're not saying he is, but imagine if Diddy has really done the things that he's been accused of, and he didn't do it by himself. He has investors, he has people that he reports to. Everybody has a boss. So who's Diddy's boss? And imagine if Diddy has something against that boss as well. And the feds don't want that boss to be exposed. Therefore, they send the raid to find, the evidence against Diddy's boss, leading to, making things murky. Just, putting some fake alibi or things on the path of those that needs to conduct the investigation or whatnot, and flop this case altogether, or condemn Diddy for maybe a minor misdemeanor or something light, but freeing the people that Diddy reports to, who could potentially be the real people that have been, orchestrating all that Diddy has been involved in. So just imagine that for 1 second. And we didn't think about that until we read Candace Owens' tweet. And that's why we like her, because she's not, whatever comes out of her mouth or the way she thinks is unexpected often. She will always go to the extreme and be like, what if? And we kind of like that. We like people like this, who thinks outside of the box, who thinks something different than public opinion. And one thing is for sure, we do believe that Diddy, if he was really involved in this, trafficking business, he didn't do it by himself. He has people that he does it with. And we wonder if Diddy goes down, is he going to snitch? Is he going to throw names? Is he going to sell people out to get a less sentence? And if he falls, then that's one less billionaire that is black that falls off that category. So amidst all of this, 50 Cent has resurfaced online and he's mocking his baby mama, Daphne Joy. So 50 Cent used to date this beautiful woman, Daphne Joy. They have a son together. And when 50 Cent broke up with Daphne, she started dating Puff Daddy for a little brief moment. And just recently, Daphne Joy and Young Miami, the rapper Young Miami, was actually cited in a recent lawsuit involving Diddy and, this whole case. And 50 Cent read that and he started trolling Daphne Joy, his baby mama, the mother of his son. So 50 Cent posted the following. He said, "I don't know you was a sex worker. You little sex worker. LOL. Yo, this ish is a movie." So when he mentioned sex worker, we know exactly who he's referring to. He's referring to his baby mama, Daphne Joy. And so this post was made, about a day ago. But now Daphne sees this and she's like, gosh, this is the father of my son. What the heck is this? And so Daphne posted on her social media, all emotional, crying and all that stuff. And she posted, she says, Curtis James Jackson, everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire, the son, was the one in handcuffs for nothing? We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I am tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never earned, that you have never even earned. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of, she used the R word, of are in me physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final forced claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time. So Daphne, we have several comments to make, based off this post. First of all, we hate it when people use God when they don't live religiously. God. So we hate it when people use the word of God in vain. That's number one. Number two, 50 Cent is not the one that said that Daphne Joy is a sex worker. 50 Cent is simply repeating what he read in the lawsuit. So technically, he's not saying anything. He's just repeating it, which we know it's as bad as if he were to be the one to have first said it. It's true, but he's just repeating it. Just like we're reporting on this news, we're not saying anything. We're simply saying what happened and we're reporting on it. But yes, if it's bad, we are kind of like making it even worse. We get that. Now, Daphne also says that she moved to New York to be closer to 50 to allow 50 to see his son. But this is weird because 50 Cent replied to that and he says, posted, this was hours ago, he posted Diddy's picture with Daphne when they were dating. And he posted, you moved a mile away in hopes of having another baby with me, but I was busy. So you moved back and then you started receiving money from Brother Love, referring to Diddy. Now, here we are, little sex worker. So he reiterates the little name that he has for her nowadays. Ouch. You don't want to mess with 50, y'all. So that said, Daphne also posted something to condemn Rodney. So Rodney Jones is the rapper, the male rapper that actually claims that Diddy has done some things to him as well, and so on and so forth. Actually, his lawsuit was like the cherry on the cake that led the whole thing to just crumble, because he brought some other, he backed up the allegations that we've seen or heard before from previous lawsuits, including the Cassie's one. But then he added on top of it, and he confirmed that sex trafficking business that allegedly Diddy has, and that just made everything else just tumble after that. Now, Daphne Joyce said, referring to Rodney, she says, I'm deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I am an sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney. Ooh. But that's the thing. What, you know how people are, if you've been with a man or two or three, then all of a sudden, you are for the streets, you know? But can a woman live? Can a woman have fun? Can a woman search for her happiness, So that one hurts. So maybe she's not an sex worker. She's just a girl that's looking for love at the wrong places, and it just hasn't worked out for her. But back to 50 Cent. So 50 Cent now, because of that little sex worker quote that is now attached to Daphne Joy, his baby mama. 50 Cent now wants to take Daphne Joy to court, to family court precisely, to have full custody of their son sire. This is all sad, y'all. So we will stop here. This is a little bit of too long of a content. We didn't think it was going to be this long, but we're going to stop here. Let us know what you think about all this in the comment below. We love you for watching, and we hate this. We hate reporting on these stories because we don't know what's true anymore. There are lies, there are some truths, but like, we just hate it because these are people's lives, and yeah, we're just sad because lives are being destroyed through this lawsuit. So, but if anybody did anything wrong in these lawsuits, then they should pay for it. It is what it is. Anyways, we'll stop here. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.